Good evening, good evening. Great to have your company with us once again. Now, my first guest on the show tonight is described as Northern Ireland's answer to Mr. Tumble. The last time he appeared on this show, he was part of the rock band The Logues, and he looked something like this.
Show you I can be a better man. You're my worst nightmare, but it seems you're my perfect dream. Oh, I can show you I can be a better man. You're my worst nightmare, but it seems you're my perfect dream. I would change, I would change. Oh, I would change, I would change.
There we go, looking back over 21 years of things that have happened on this TV show. A live performance there from The Logues. And one of them, Justin Logue, joins us now in the studio. He's involved in a completely different project from his rock and roll days. The rock and roll days are behind you now, aren't they?
They are gone. They are finished.
Do you remember doing that performance? Because I remember you flew in from Holland or somewhere, and you were feeling a bit rough that day.
I was bringing back a few memories.
But the rock and roll lifestyle is over.
The rock and roll lifestyle is over for me anyway, yep.
Yeah. You guys had a great time. You were touring all over the world.
It was brilliant. We were touring, like, we were over in America, we were in Dubai, we toured around Europe. We played like about 5 times a year in Holland, so much so that I learned how to sing a few Dutch songs in Holland. Het is de Krachter, cracking song, loved it. It was a really good journey that we were on, and the boys were great crack and all. Yeah. But just with everything in life, you know, things must come to an end.
Exactly.
You know, life takes you in different journeys, and I'm on a different journey now.
So you've moved on to something completely different now. I mean, there's still music involved in it, and still entertaining involved in it. It's called Move to the Beat. It's an interactive children's show now. Tell us all about this.
Yep. I have a wee son. He's coming 2 now. And whenever I was feeding him late night feeds, I didn't want the TV on or anything. So as I was feeding him, I actually learnt what a wonderful world in Makaton.
Right.
And because I didn't want any noise while I was doing it, and I absolutely love that song. It's such a beautiful song with a great message. So I learnt that in Makaton, and then I done it to my son the next day, and he absolutely loved it, even though he was only 6 months and all that. It must be the movement and all. I thought, there's something here. So I'd actually quit my job and volunteered in a few nurseries, and it was there I saw children are really listening to what I say. And I've been into mindfulness and all, even through the rock and roll years. I have been meditating since I was 18, and through all the stuff, I still meditated, and I still had mindfulness deep down somewhere in there. But I thought, this is the age to teach children mindfulness, teach them the key skills so they can use these throughout their whole life. Even if they're not, you know, like Buddhas and all that, that's okay. But you're teaching them little tiny skills that they use throughout their life. So that's what started the journey. And me and my girlfriend wrote a book called Calm Island that introduces mindfulness and meditation to children through the art of storytelling and rhyming verse. And since I'm a songwriter, I was able to rhyme, and it got really good response. So I go around the schools, go around creches, nurseries, all over the country, and I teach children a bit of mindfulness, a bit of Makaton as well.
How easy is it to learn Makaton?
I'll tell you, I found it incredibly easy whenever I was doing it, because I learnt the nursery rhymes and I learnt it through music. And I learned about 30-40 nursery rhymes in Makaton, but then I was doing it with my son. So it was really, you know, you're bonding with your son doing the signs as well. So I eventually got my level 4 Makaton, which is the highest you can do before teaching. And I flew through that because I knew most of the signs, but it was really good to do that, you know, get the academic side of it. But if you learn through music, it's really easy to do. So that's what I'm even trying to do, is teach people to show you that it's actually quite easy to do, especially if you're wanting to do it with your child, because I do it with neurotypical children as well as neurodiverse. And mind someone asking me, well, why would you do it for I can see why you do it for neurodiverse, but why do you do it for neurotypical? And it's plain and simple. Like my wee boy, he is neurotypical. Thank God there's no no any issues there. But I want him to communicate with other people. And if we only teach the neurodiverse Makaton, then the only people they can speak to is neurodiverse children. But if you teach neurotypical, then everybody's included. And that's my aim, is to do true inclusion, even teaching their siblings. So the siblings can chat to each other in Makaton. And it's great seeing the joy of you being able to communicate with a child that can't communicate by verbally. And that's another reason why I want to teach children it, is because to show people it's not just talking that we can communicate. As you know yourself, whenever you're chatting to someone, it's not just speaking, we have body language, we have all that. And I try to teach children through mindfulness that, we can say what we want to say in a different way. For example, if you're feeling sad, I can ask, are you feeling sad? Or are you feeling happy? Are you angry? Are you worried? And showing the child there's a different way. So if they don't want to speak, they can just go, so you're feeling worried. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
there's different ways.
Exactly, I read an article recently that described you as being Northern Ireland's answer to Mr. Tumble. How does that feel?
I hear, well, if I got his money, I'd be all right. No, I'm only joking. No, I hear, well, I tell you, it's really, really strange because like people ask, where did this come from? And it's just a flow of the universe and how everything's working together. And it's, I had no idea I'd be doing, like, teaching children with learning disabilities then into adults. I had no idea it was all happening. But whenever I really thought about it, I do remember whenever Mr. Tumble came out, and I remember seeing it, and I had no idea it was Makaton. No, I think most people just think it's sign language. But Makaton is certain signs with speaking. And that's the difference between doing, I couldn't walk into a deaf school and do, speak fluently in that. But I do remember seeing Justin doing the signs, and I remember thinking, that's a nice skill. I would like to do that. And this was like years and years ago. So I did have that thought years ago whenever I saw him. So to be called that the answer to Mr. Tumble's, I take that as a compliment. I definitely do. Like I actually wrote a children's theatre show that was in Strabane and Oma. And it was just amazing watching all. I wrote that. Like I actually went to see a show, and I was like, I think I can write a children's show that's a bit more in depth and all. And I did, and the children loved it. And it was great seeing everybody doing the Makaton, like simple Makaton. It was. Whenever I went to Oma as well, there was actually adults with learning disabilities there, and hearing, actually thinking back on it, it was really emotional, like seeing that they really enjoyed it.
Well, if people want to follow you, there's plenty of stuff on your social media, there's plenty of stuff on your YouTube channel as well.
Yep, there is indeed. You can follow my social media pages. I also have a website, www.movetothebeatwithjustin.com, where there's loads of information, loads of photos. There's an events page, because I'm aiming to do community centres throughout Northern Ireland and Donegal. So if people want to check that out, I also have a newsletter for that, a monthly newsletter, which will let you know if I'm playing in local people's area, because I do actually come up to Belfast area. And I also have a shop where people can buy merchandise and all.
Wow.
It's non-stop.
There you go. It's all happening. Well, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me, Rob.
And the best of luck with the new project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, still to come, we got some fabulous live music in the studio from a great new band called Beauty Sleep. But before that, we're off to Nashville now to meet our next guest. He's a Grammy-nominated songwriter. He's probably one of the world's best-known hymn writers. And he's also part of a group called the Gettys, along with his lovely wife, Kristen. They're coming back to Belfast to play a big Christmas gig at the SSE Arena on the 22nd of December. And we can chat now to Keith Getty. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Thanks for having us in the show, Robin. And I just wish you were here in Nashville to do it. But you know what? This is okay. I get to look at Belfast red brick in the background, which is pretty cool.
Oh, don't say that. I was in Nashville this time last year for the first time, and just fell in love with the place. I wish I was back there.
It's one of the few places in the world you can eat even unhealthier than Belfast. And then they got the hot chicken as well. So the hot chicken's a disaster. Yeah, I remember we had guests came last month, and they just couldn't get over the hot chicken. I said, what's the last thing you want to do before you go back? And of course, they're highlighted a bit. We want to have hot chicken one more time. I said, guys, you do not have that stuff before you get on a plane. But they wouldn't listen, and they had to go back one more time, and it didn't end well for them.
So I am coming back to Nashville soon, so recommend me a restaurant that I have to visit the minute I arrive.
Well, for the minute you arrive, it depends what you want. I mean, if it's hot chicken, I mean, the original and the best is Prince's. It's in a dangerous neighborhood, you might die, but it's worth it for the hot chicken. Hattie B's has become the one who've made it popular, but I think almost everybody's trying to make hot chicken now. But you really, it really, it's a sign of your Tennessean worthiness as to how hot you can how hot you can take it.
So obviously you guys are originally from Northern Ireland. So is Nashville home now for you?
It'll never be home. I should say, just on the food thing, the top restaurant in Nashville is now a guy from Dublin. So it is pretty cool. Trevor Moran, who won all the awards and went to Copenhagen, but at Noma. He's now in Nashville. He's just won top restaurant in America. And it's just about 5 minutes from our house, and he's just the greatest guy. But now, is it home? I had this conversation with Trevor the other day. Yes and no. I mean, it'll never be home. No matter, there'll always be something special about going back to Belfast and playing the arena. We've played, I think, 4 shows in the arena now, and it's just the magic of that room being packed and everybody singing at the top of their voices. Are just nights you'll never forget. You just, there's no other way to describe it. So
you've gone to the Christmas tour coming up, and I know you've got a couple of dates happening before you arrive in Belfast.
Yeah, so basically Chris and I worked out. I was turning 50 last Christmas. I know I look way younger, but we were turning 50, and we had this, the Christmas show had this run at Carnegie Hall. So it was the 10th Carnegie Hall, and they gave us my 50th birthday to do a special show, and it was a really special, a lot of special people there, and but Kristen said, I said, the one thing I would love to have done, I would love to have played the Irish Christmas show back home, and then obviously, I think it was the Odyssey did a piece, the Belfast, the SSE Arena did a piece to the news on how it was the highest selling Christmas show in their history. Do you know what I mean? It sold the arena a couple of times over, and then the Albert Hall came to us because I think they thought this show was going to come to Britain, but they said, could we be your destination in London and maybe create a kind of a residency type thing there over the next 5 years? So the first half is more like an Irish party, and then the second half is the lessons and carols. So we're just so excited to be able to bring it, even if it is only for one night this year. We're just so excited to be coming through town and able to do it.
So that's on the 22nd of December. So you're going to be back in Northern Ireland for Christmas. So what's Christmas going to be like this year?
We don't know. We're just talking about this yesterday. I called the Bushmills in, but they're closed for Christmas. So we're going to have to cook ourselves, I think, which is a bit of a shame. So I think we'll be exhausted.
Now, I know you're also friends with a music legend, Steve Cropper. He's the guy who wrote Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Yeah, he co-wrote that, obviously, with Otis Redding, and it was released after Otis Redding died. And their daughter's getting married next week. And so we're going to be at the wedding. They're good friends of ours. His wife Angel. They're just sweet. They're sweet neighbors. She's tried to teach Gracie, our daughter, golf, but Gracie's patience is proving to be a bit of a problem at that. And sadly, she's got her father's golfing ability without her father's desire to play. So,
so are the girls musical then?
Yeah. So they one of the things we did. One of the things we did was during COVID. COVID was amazing for us. First of all, we did those family hymn sings that kind of, which were just kind of reality thing, almost just of going into our house for 30 minutes and doing stuff. And that we would just do it, but all we'd always just got the girls just did what our parents did. And that was just like they sing music together and you sing hymns together and you sing fun songs together that make you laugh. So they did that. And then they won the Dove Award, the GMA Dove Award. They made an album of all those songs called Hymns from Home, and it won the Dove Award. And so they've got to be part of the show. And I would say really at 2 levels, that all the kids kind of playing, just singing, just for the sheer family fun of it. But the 2 oldest now have really done well in their music, and they're increasingly becoming their mom's backing singers. So they'll do, like they did a gig with her mom last week where they just were her backing singers. And so they're 14 and 11, but they're great harmony singers. And so it is, I have to say, it is just so much fun to make music with your girls. It's pretty cool.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing night in the run up to Christmas. You're back at the SSE Arena here in Belfast on the 22nd of December. So get your tickets quickly before they all sell out. Keith, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Alrighty, Robin.
Now, my next guests on the show tonight, we've been trying to get them on the show since 2019. Can you believe that? We got them here eventually. And the good news is they've got a new album to plug as well. It's called The Whole Damn Cake. And they're here. It's Beauty Sleep. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So first of all, I saw you guys arriving here earlier on today, and I saw you driving down the street in your car, which was full of glitter balls, and there was fur coats, and there was everything hanging out of it. What's going on?
Well, is there any other way to travel, first of all? Yes, our car takes on many forms, from all of the backline to all of the sparkles, usually all at the same time. It makes it very funny when you have to get an MOT or it's undone. But yeah, it's a big day today. We're really enjoying being here, and we have a photo shoot later on this evening. So we need all the accoutrements that one might need for such
Though
a
I
thing.
will say it's actually very regular for us to have glitter balls and feather boas and such in the car. It's surprising how often you need them. When you buy them, you're like, wait, I use this all the time. So it's common.
Wow, and you have disco balls hanging in your house and things like that?
Well, we have two half disco balls that we attach to old vinyl turntables so they spin.
And what about the live shows then? Are they like all glittery and glamorous as well?
Yeah, when we can, we'll bring the disco balls. They were originally stage props, so we do bring them if we can, but we also do just like to wear really sparkly, fun things on stage. I mean, we also have bubble guns sometimes we bring on stage. Being on stages are...
a big bubble cannon for the upcoming tour as well. I think that might have to happen.
We have a lot of bubble machines. But live is our favourite place to be. Like, on stage is so magical, and the older I've gotten and the more we've done music, the more I just think it's it's the most important place for people to gather. So why not make it so much fun? People can be really serious in music, and that's really valid, but you're like, this is just so much fun. And we're all here, and isn't that crazy? So let's all have bubble guns and disco balls and...
You want to be open and sort of create a world where, you know, people can feel seen and feel safe and just feel like, oh my goodness. Like, I think that's the, reaction we aim to, elicit in people. It's like, what is this?
Brilliant. So 2019, you did the first album, and it's now taken all this time to do the second album. Why is it taking so long?
It's a really good question.
Fair.
We did kind of write a fast second album in 2020, which was obviously, as we all remember, not the best year. Yes. But it felt very similar to the first album. And the first album was called Be Kind, and it was all about us kind of claiming and talking about, we have struggles with mental health. And that was difficult for us at the time. It was very brave of us for the time. It felt like a big moment. But we were kind of like, we can't let the second album be like, we're still sad. Isn't that the case? You're like, we have to follow it through. So we always say this band is like our lifelong multimedia art project. So we needed to write the next step. And to write the next step, we thought we had to figure out how to be happy. Yeah. So we wrote the words Radical Happiness down, which is one of the singles of the album, in 2020. And then we said, right, let's figure out how to do that in life. So we had to, we went on holidays, we went to festivals with our friends, we, went to a lot of therapy, we took some time off, we went on holidays, we took up hobbies, we got married, like we did loads and loads of life things, and we kind of wrote songs along the way, and that just took us that amount of time. And we built a studio in the middle of it, and we figured out how to record music on our own terms, and so it was a really, really long journey, but I'm really proud of it. And we're also, hopefully it feels like a good next step for everyone as well, following along, I don't know.
So why the title then? Why The Whole Damn Cake?
So I guess the thinking behind the album is that we often, I don't know how, you might not imagine this, but like we sometimes get accused of being too much, maybe being, you're too something, you're too vibrant, you're too loud. And I think it was about championing that emotion, championing people that are like that, just forces of nature, people that inspire us, and trying to claim that as a positive thing. So the whole damn cake is just the whole kit and caboodle. It's just everything. It's the fusion of everything you just said with, I suppose, the highest concept, most vibrant music we could possibly make. It felt like it surmised that nicely.
It was like we were going to say the cherry on top, but we're like, we're not the cherry on top. We're the whole damn cake. So we'll just call it that. So.
I see. So the album's out now. I know you're getting lots of radio airplay. You're on tour all over the place.
Yes.
What's life like on the road for you guys?
It's really fun. I was just thinking, it's been a while since we've driven around in a car, but we love being on tour. We love making music together. We're, it's our whole life. So,
and also, like, we feel very lucky because, you do so many jobs or pieces of work in music to, get to the shows sometimes. So those are kinds of the payoff where, like, your day is just spent, like, visiting places, meeting people you might not meet otherwise. And that kind of collaboration and connection is kind of what we do it for, I think.
Yeah, it's why we do it. So we are happy on tour. Yeah.
I've been asking all the musicians who've been on the last few weeks, when they're on the road, right, is there one thing that you have to take with you on tour that you can't live without?
This is the bubble gun, right? How have we been talking about it so much?
It can raise a few eyebrows at customs occasionally.
Exactly, yeah.
No, I can't think of anything else other than like...
A bubble gun.
A bubble gun.
Yeah. That's the best answer so far. That's the best answer of the series. That is. So what's the kind of long-term goals and plans then? Do you have any or just let it happen?
I don't know. It changes all the time. At the minute, I think that making art is always really fun to play with the contexts of your own life. So the fact that this album took 5 years, I kind of want to just write an album in like 3 months with loads of people about the world and not ourselves. That's kind of where we're at currently, but mostly we just want to be playing loads of shows and try and get out, maybe over to Europe, maybe over to America. This has been 5 years of like a lot of self-work, so I feel like we just want to go and explore the world and have a lot of fun at the minute. And if we can get away with using our music as an excuse to do that, that would be extra fun.
Great idea. Well, if people want to follow you, get the new album and everything, you're on all the social platforms, and yeah.
Do you want to do your plugs?
Well, we're Beauty Sleep the band across all of the normal kinds of socials. If you want our record, The Whole Damn Cake, you can get it via Alcopop Records. Beauty Sleep, Whole Damn Cake, yeah.
Beauty Sleep the band, The Whole Damn Cake. The internet should bring you to music or music videos or socials or
And if it doesn't bring you to Beauty Sleep the band, it might give you like 5 essential tips for beauty sleep, and that's okay too. Yeah. So everything's win-win.
They were trying to sell me beds when I typed you into Google
really?
earlier on.
That's a merch item we haven't thought of yet. We got to get some Beauty Sleep mattresses.
Pillows.
Pillows,
They will be flying at your gigs. Beauty Sleep pillows.
Okay,
that will be another tour essential as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. There you go. Right, you're going to do a live one for us, aren't you?
Please.
So we look forward to that. So we're getting ready for a live performance from Beauty Sleep. That's it. Thank you to all of my guests, and we'll see you back here same time next week. Night, night.
Rushes over, I wake up from within to a dream like no other. Through the depths of the sounds, I realize my freedom, and I cry just like that for all I have, but it's deceiving. Catch my eye as I watch and try to be her, as I search for who I am. Like a gold rush to fever, we dig for it. And feel a pull to watch you know. Inside, decades high, but I'll stand it out to see before I die, before I die, before I die.
this chord on stage at the run-through. You can sing along with the 1-2. True, it came on the first reflection. I'd risk it all with great affection. Rehearse a change in the order. Sing like you do for no other. Is this thing on? You need to turn it on. Light breaks that haze, and the lines all change whenever you want them to. I count it down, 1, 2. You're all I wanted. Set up, I wanna see your vision. Wow me with great conviction. Time goes on and my echoes fade to nothing. Turn me up, silence scares me now. Work hard to flow. Pray a current holds, so the show goes on. Oh, how do I go on? La 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 la. You're all I wanted. Take your time to make a moment and capture what you see. Don't give up on the life you've chosen. You're waiting just for me, so take your time to make a moment and capture what you see. Don't give up on the life you've chosen. You're waiting just for me, so take your time to make a moment and capture what you see. Don't give up on the life you've chosen. You're waiting just for me, so take your time to make a moment and capture what you see. Don't give up on the life you've chosen. You're waiting. I want you.